or physical like side of your acting?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
In terms of adapting from the character of Khal Drogo, I mean, he's a huge guy, to kind of the more slender, fit role of Conan. What kind of training did you go through to change to those roles?
Right, training for him. Well, when I got Game of Thrones, we shot the pilot, and they reshot the pilot after the original one. Then I went and did Conan, and then I went back and did they reshot the pilot, obviously, and I shot the whole season of Game of Thrones. So I started training for Conan first, and that's why I was probably skinnier, and we did tons of sword work, tons of cardio. You're fighting nonstop, and then you're lifting weights for like 2-3 hours. It's like 6 hours a day we train, and then when I finished that, I went and did Game of Thrones, and then to change it up, I was just gonna drink beer and eat pizza, and put fat on top of that muscle. So that's why Drogo's like a monster, because I was at 20 pounds of fat on top of 30 I gained for Conan. That was a heavy. It's a big boy.
Hey Jason.
Hey.
Out of all the fighting scenes you filmed, which one is your favorite?
Out of all the what?
The fighting scenes.
Out of all the fighting scenes, what's my favorite? You know what? I've got one that's coming up. I'm fighting Stallone in my next movie, and you guys haven't seen it yet, but it's probably my favorite fighting scene. I mean, I'm fighting Rocky. It's awesome. So when you see it, and I see you next time, I'll tell you stories about it, but I don't want to ruin it. But it's basically Sylvester and me with axes. It's awesome.
Hi, Jason, to your right.
Hey.
So, what's the coldest place you've had to film without a shirt on?
Bulgaria. When I showed up there, it was so freaking cold, man. I was like, what did I sign up for, man? It was freezing.
Jason, with Game of Thrones, it's got like the magical setting, and it's sort of a realistic setting as well. Do you think they should bring your character back, with all the blood magic and stuff?
Sorry?
Should they bring your character back from Game of Thrones?
I mean, fuck yeah. Survey says Drogo should come back. Yep, I know. Look at that guy. I wanted to see him go to battle. I just wanted to watch him kill some people, man. That's it. And then I'm like, really? A pillow? A fucking pillow? Sorry, children. There should be like warning signs in front of here before you come in about the cussing. I apologize.
Hey, bro. As a Kiwi, I'm a massive All Blacks fan, but how did you get into it? How did you become a fan of All Blacks?
Like I said, I was living down here, and just through friends. I grew up playing hockey, and I'm not a fan of NFL, American football at all. I grew up playing football, soccer, but when I saw rugby, and I just fell in love with the idea that you guys get, like rugby union, you get to watch country versus country, and it's like the Olympics, It's not like watching Texas versus Nebraska. It's like boring. I'd rather, Australia versus New Zealand. There's so much pride in it, and it's like men hitting each other with no pads. It's awesome. So how can you not like it? Unless you don't like violence, of course.
Hi, how you going?
Hello.
If you could play any other character in Game of Thrones, who would you play?
Tyrion. The pimp. That guy's amazing. I love Peter Dinklage, and we had a ball together, and even when you read the books, I mean, to me, my two favorite characters are Drogo and Tyrion. They're amazing.
Hi, Jason.
Hello.
What does your wife think of the amount of makeup you had? It looks stunning, don't get me wrong, but do you go home and get into her makeup and bring out those beautiful eyes and pull your hair back?
You're asking me if I go play with my wife's makeup.
It looked so fantastic. You don't have to. You look perfect by yourself.
No, I don't. I'm not really sure how to answer that. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair back now. Go ahead, bud. Unless you're just walking around with your hand up, I'm not sure, bud. Yeah, shout it. Ronan Dex, if it would have continued, how would I want it to develop? You know, I had this idea that this is that Darth Vader story. We did 4 seasons. I wanted Ronan to kind of go to the dark side, and I wanted to see him basically kidnapped by the Wraith and left for dead. And, you know, Shepard wants to come rescue me, but he can't. You know, they're not letting him leave. And but there was something else with someone that I love and tortured her or something like that, but it was basically them working against me. They like shave the goddamn dreads off, torture me, and I wanted to go to the dark side for a while, but they didn't want that. So they just had us land in San Francisco, which is, wow, what a great idea.
Hi again, Jason.
Hello.
Over here, to your left. I just had a question about your character Ronan and playing Stargate Atlantis. And how much did you sort of get into the mythology of the Stargate universe? And what did you sort of think about that creation that you were helping to make?
How much did I get into the mythology? Well, I figured Ronan wouldn't know shit about it, so I didn't either. I like to get into my characters, and if they don't care, then I'm not going to care. Ugh. Anyone else, please?
Way up the back. Up the back.
Go ahead.
What's been your biggest jaw drop moment?
My biggest jaw-dropping moment?
Like someone you've met that you've just gone, oh my God.
Oh. I met Tom Waits. He's my god. I love Tom Waits, and I met him in an elevator. I actually didn't say anything. I just had this stupid grin on my face that you just saw a minute ago. And I was in the elevator with my daughter, and thank God she saved me. But he's like, I can't speak. He's awesome. Anyone?
Hey, just as a Polynesian, have you ever actually come across any moral barriers throughout your career?
Any what? Barrier?
Moral barriers as Polynesian.
Moral barriers.
To the work. Any religious, spiritual things that come up where you
Have you
take on a role?
have used it? Where I have used my Polynesian towards a role, is that what you're saying?
Has there been any moral barriers stopping you from taking on a role?
Oh, I don't have a lot of morals, so I think as an actor, you really can't. That's why Game of Thrones is good. There's no limitations to it, so I try not to, and sometimes it's hard because I want my kids to see something. I mean, I'd love to be in Finding Nemo, you know what I mean? Like, I'd love to do something where my children can actually see me on the TV. So sometimes it's very hard to do some of these violent things and know that my kids are going to see it someday. I don't know how that's going to be, but it puts food on the table. So that always wins.
Hi there.
Hello.
As we're at Comic-Con, I was just wondering whether you were a Marvel or DC person, and if you could be in any of the big comic movie franchises, which would you choose?
This is when everyone walks out of the room. I was a huge comic book fan when I was little, but my favorite, I'll just say what my favorite was. I was really big into Image when that came out. and they kind of exploded onto it. And I loved Spawn, and that was just kind of like my generation when it came out. So sorry if, but I mean I love Marvel and DC, so I mean I'm not racist, you know what I mean?
You said if you could be a part of any comic franchise, what would it be?
Probably X-Men. I mean, I love Wolverine. He's a badass.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could just like scare the crap out of me by like ripping out a couple of lines of Dothraki and just throwing it out there.
Well, for the ladies, I'll turn my head. Which means moon of my life. And then, which means I'm gonna rip your fucking throat out. Sorry, kids. Damn.
Hey, Joe, please don't rip my throat out, if that's possible. I was going to ask you, give me the first few episodes of the first season of Game of Thrones, obviously, you and Emilia Clarke, who plays your wife, you guys are, you seem to be giving it to her a lot.
I am a man.
Hey, so I'm not going to hold it against you. How are you guys offset? Were you guys, did you guys get along? Did you guys hang out a fair bit? What was your chemistry like?
When you were done raping you, did you have some tea? Talk about the news? No, she is like my little sister, which is weird to say, but she's, I love Emilia, and it was the hardest thing in my career I've ever had to do. It was a breakthrough. I know I'm not a rapist, so I did not enjoy it, even though it looked like I was acting. But yeah, when a woman cries when you're making love, I'm not a big fan of that. It's always better if they enjoy themselves. So that was really hard because I was hurting someone I love just as a person. So when you say action, it was very hard, and then cut, it's like hugs and kisses, and I'm sorry, and so it was challenging. We did a lot of drinking, and I'm good at that, so we got over it.
Hi, Jason.
Hello.
When you were doing Stargate Atlantis, you obviously get to use fake automatic weapons and stuff like that. So is that fun, and did you get weapons training for that?
It wasn't fun, really, with Ronin, because I had to do like the fake, like, pew, pew, pew. It's a laser gun, and it didn't shoot lasers. Everyone else got to shoot awesome guns that shot rounds. Mine was always like, someone was like, arr, arr. I'm acting, buddy. There's no frickin' lasers coming out of that gun.
Hi. With your roles ranging all the way from Expendables to Baywatch, what's your favourite role been?
Was I in Expendables too?
Well, evidently that's all Stallone's meant to be doing at the moment.
Oh no, it's a movie called Bullet to the Head.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, sorry.
with that,
I was like, awesome.
with that and all the way back to Baywatch, what's been your favourite role?
Drogo. Yeah, Game of Thrones. And that's just because of, it's the farthest thing from me. I've never, like I said, I speak English and that's it. I speak American, you know what I mean? And it just was very challenging as an actor to learn the language and play that kind of character. But I think probably the funnest would be Stargate.